What's up, Rockstars? Today I have The Curse of Candelabria. This is a prototype from Lunar Oak Studios, the same people who did Sheol. So if you want to see what their next artistic vision is for a board game, look no further. Thank you to my channel sponsor Into the AM. As a company that believes hard work and a great product is a proper way to conduct business, I am delighted to have them as part of the channel. They have some of the coolest graphic t-shirts around and an absolute best fit and feel that has continually exceeded my expectations. With new shirts arriving all the time and other products like boxers, hats, and even a monthly shirt club, I wholeheartedly recommend them to you. Check out the link in my description of this video for an exclusive 10% off everything they sell. Now, as always, I will do a top-down view of everything. We're going to see everything nice and close here very soon. But for now, you just be staring at a box anyway. May as well look at my ugly mug while I do it, right? Prototypes are always interesting because sometimes you get stuff like this, where it's like, okay, this is a different way of packaging it, that's for sure. That's fairly unique. I feel like there's a little bit here I might be able to pull. I think this is kind of the central, there we go. See, there's like a fold here. You know, every prototype is so different. And it's always kind of a joy to find out more about one or the other. You know, I've gotten stuff in shoe boxes before, poker sets, all manner of containers. So it's always fun. I enjoy it. And I get to show you guys some cool games before and during the time when they're asking for money. So that's a positive, right? That's a good thing. It's like a bag that they wrapped it in. There we go. I think. Oh, it looks like it's a bag on top of a bag. There's another bag inside. So let's see what that one is. Maybe I can get it. I'm gonna try. Cut through some of this bag. Apparently. Because, yeah. Alright, hopefully that's enough. Get out of there. Alright, almost got it. You know, a lot of people, I think, would edit this out, but I'm sure you guys like to see me struggle every so often. This is one of those times. Where, oh, dear Lord, okay. Let's just keep cutting through, I guess. Just keep on going. See, like, I don't know where it looks like this goes here. And here, and here, and here. There we are. Look at that. All right. How many more do you think there is? I think this is probably the last one. Hey, you know what? That protects it, that's for sure. My goodness. That's one way to do it. Okay. I think we're probably good. Oh my gosh. This is like one of those Russian doll sets where where you have a whole bunch. So I guess let's just talk a little bit about the game. This, you know, if you don't know the story of Sheol, they did a realistic funding goal and kind of barely got it towards the end there, but they did get it. Not only that, but they did end up delivering as well, which is something a lot of people who don't even have a realistic funding goal never even are able to do very well. So it's great to see them continuing on as a company, because at the end of the day, that's what a lot of people are all about on Kickstarter. So here is the box. Now, obviously, again, prototype. Of course, you can see the like sticker that's kind of coming off here, but they do have the little sticker on here, and it's just like a weird fold-in box. But anyway, I think now would probably be it. Is there anything on the back? No, nothing on the back. So you get prototype. That'll be a good time to swap to the overhead view. So let's go ahead and check it out close up. So here we go. Got some nice bubble wrap. I appreciate that. I use that all the time. I like ship games out and whatnot. Okay, so we got the rule book here. It actually spiral bound already in the prototype. And ooh, look at that gold. That's actually kind of cool. I dig that. Quite small. Like, it's not too big. It's all printed out too, which means normally, okay, so when I get ones like this, in this format, like this, right? a lot of this, see, is not very efficient. It's normally more efficient and smaller when you actually put it into the final rulebook, because you don't just paste. This is like a Word doc printed out, right? So it's this image, text, right? So you get a lot more often, or you can do a lot more with like one example and stuff like that. So there's a lot of times where this actually is bigger than it normally is. So, and a lot of reviews actually have to not talk about the rule book too much because it'll be like, well, it was like 64 pages, but by the time they print it out, it's like 35. So it's like anyway. I mean, this looks fine, and they already got a lot of the text and stuff like this. I have had much worse. That is for sure. No index, obviously, but again, just a prototype. So overall, that looks pretty nice. And I'm glad they printed that out. Often, if it's just digital like that, they'll just send me a link, which is fine, but you always learn a little bit better, I think, when you have something physical. So that's always nice. Looks like this is the map. I imagine this will eventually be a fold out as opposed to, this, but you can kind of see how it looks there. Why don't we go ahead and actually put the whole thing together? Looks like it should even out pretty okay too. So let's move this. Let's see how big this is. So the corner ones are the easiest, I would say, just because it's pretty obvious that they're a corner, right? Okay. Assuming, oh wait, no, that's yellow, so that's like this. Okay, it looks like probably a 3x2 is my assumption here. So then this, I'm gonna have to move this a little bit more. Oh, all right, there we go. Like this, and like this. All right. There you go. So there is more or less the final map there. Let's see. I'm gonna shift it down a little bit, and you should be able to see the whole thing without me even zooming out. Not quite. There you go. So it looks like there is a tracker around the outside, starting at 0 and ending at 100. There's a cycle, a day cycle by the looks of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all the way to the moon. Actually, that's like it's sun to moon. So this is like one day by the looks of it, probably. We have various location numbers, and then some are black. One is black, and the rest are white. It looks like there's a direction of some kind from the pointer thing, and of course all these different symbols here and different zones. I will say that it's very easy to tell what zone is what, and it looks like there's major zones and then sub-zones within those. It looks like probably 3 of each, 3 in each one by the looks of it. So each area is 3 different areas, more or less. And it looks fairly natural too. There's definitely a hard change between the different ones, like forest to mountain is like instantaneous kind of thing. But overall, it looks very, very usable. And there are some things, like you see how there's a little bit of like tree here, and you see a little bit here as well. So there is some blending, but for the most part, it looks fairly separate. And then these bridges too, kind of interesting. So anyway, that is the map. I'm going to go ahead and try and put it back, I guess, reverse order of how I got it. So, whatever. Don't judge. The point is that it's in order, right? That's the point. All right, let's go and move this down here as well. And let's see what else we got. Now, it looks like we have some player boards here, is my assumption. Oh, look, it's like all wood. Oh, that's going to be fun. Okay, so here we have... Let's see, is this going to make my fingers messy? Yeah, a little bit. You see that a little bit? I can smell it. It almost smells like burnt wood. Probably from a laser cutter or something like that. But looks like you have 4 or 5 different ones. Huh? Interesting. You have 5 different ones here. The back looks like it shows different pictures for each one. So that's kind of cool. I dig that. Like the uniqueness there. And then the final one, the luminous nights are luminous. Oh gosh, look at that. Okay. So they have the different factions here by the looks of it. You get 5 different options. Let's say for the most part, though, they're all laid out the exact same. They do have the name of them here. And it looks like square seal, circular seal, pentagon seal. That's all the same as well. It looks like these are different, though, because what you'll notice is this has text, whereas this one doesn't, right? So obviously a little bit different there. Though otherwise, it looks like mostly the same. From what I can tell, here the 4s in the lower left, here the 4s in the lower right. This has differences as well. So it's like there's like 3 or 4 that could be different for each one. That's kind of interesting. Then you have these up here, and they do have these little notches and then little circles. Well, this is a little flame. This is actually a fairly advanced shape there. That's a little flame there. You can kind of see. There you go. You got that as well. It looks like you have a spot here, but it's not indented like this for different cards. Yeah. Anyway, that's as much as I know so far. Oh, even this little design is different for each one, which is kind of cool too. I dig that. Okay. There's player boards, or some kind of board anyway. Looks like a player board to me. Okay. Whew. Where to go from here? Wow, this is cool. All right, so let's go ahead, I think, and get all of this stuff out of the way. It looks like there's a lot of it. I'm just gonna like take a look at it, but like what all this is, I do not know. There's quite a bit. It looks like I have to build something actually. By the looks of it, are these card holders perhaps? I might have to mess with this off camera and then come back and look. So maybe we'll do that. But this is definitely a thing. It looks like a few things maybe. This looks kind of cool, whatever it is. Let's find out what this is. All right, and here they are. These are card holders and token holders. As you can see, cards can slot in there. Cards can slot in here, and these little tiles, the thing slot in here. So I will go ahead and use these as we unlock them. But yeah, definitely this is something I was not expecting. I didn't know about. I had no instructions for. So yeah, like the video because I figured it out on my own. I figured out how to make these, and I did it right the first time. You can't prove anything. I didn't record. Okay, let's go ahead and keep taking a look. So you get a little mug you can drink from. No, or a gun. I am American. Maybe that's what. No. No, this is cool. This is cool. I dig this. This is that little shape we got. Where'd those pieces go? Here we go. Let's get one. This. This. Right here. Right here. Bam! Slots right in. Look at that. Very cool. All right, so that is kind of how that looks like by the looks of it. And hey, I happen to grab the right one. They are color coded, as you can see. So you got blue, green, yellow, red, and white by the looks of it. So that's how that piece goes. We'll leave that here. But what I can say is that this is fairly easily read. The background here helps a lot. I'll lift it up here so you can really see it. But yeah, so that looks good. All the colors look good. I dig all that. This is kind of interesting looking. Yeah, I mean, it looks fine. Ritual actions, meet a candle, melt a candle. Yeah, so it looks like these are just essentially reminders. I wonder if you ever need this or if you can eventually play without it. Because I don't know what goes in here. And it looks like this is victory points based off of, what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, all this looks to have the same information for each one. So FYI on that. And we're going to leave that here in case we need it again. Because we do have... It looks like these are probably how you track your score, I would think. But perhaps not, because there seems to be a lot more. So never mind. Just kidding. Maybe this goes on the map based off the number and the direction or something like that. It might also be a standee. So we'll keep an eye out on this. We'll take a look. But these are just different colors, different numbers. They all seem fine. They all look like they show up great. So no problems there, at least so far. All right. Let's see here. We also have these. This is the next piece of the puzzle. Let me try and get the white one again, just so that we are consistent. It didn't have it to be on top. So again, you get these. And again, it's just a reminder of the actions by the looks of it. Here's the white one. And that goes in like that. My assumption is that you eventually don't need to play with this. That's my guess. But it certainly fits in nice. They both have a shape that turns in, so you can't accidentally slide them out. They do slide in very nicely. But then if you don't need to play with them, you can toss them, which I think is kind of cool. I'm assuming that's what that is. We have some tiles, we have some cards. Let's go and look at the tiles first. We have, looks like a few laying here and then a whole bunch kind of just, I mean, there's a ton of different tiles. Looks like they're all the same size as well. But, I mean, you get quite a few of them. Tons and tons of these. These are probably going to be cardboard in the final one. I don't know if there's a front and back. Looks like there is. So they are color coded. Oh my gosh. So many, guys. So many tokens. All right. I think That's all of them. Now I'm going to try and not do a 152 tile pickup thing here, but looks like you can get like the blues here. I'm assuming all of these kind of go together. I'm going to try and make it to where, see, there's a little kind of front and back here. That's a little bit of a ripped paper. And again, this is a prototype, of course. Let's flip it over to this side to help with that. But these just go in like that. So let's go and get some red ones. There's some red ones. I'm assuming you probably buy these, and the options you have are the ones that are showing, would be my guess. Would be my guess. And then you just kind of randomly have them strewn about or something like that. It looks like, just keep on doing that. Let me set this up real quick. I mean, assuming I have, maybe I'm not setting up right. There is a little bit of a lip here. Let me zoom in a little bit. On the side, you see that? That holds the tiles in place once they're filled up. So that's nice. I dig that. That's actually quite useful. And maybe you don't know what you get. Maybe there's supposed to be a back. Or at least these have a back. But I'm thinking that's not the case. Let's go on and fill that up. There we are. All right, so that is the completed section here by the looks of it. Hopefully that doesn't get too messy. Some of them are really tight and some of them are a little bit looser. But again, prototype, probably not even exact measurements. We do have some large cards here as well. These look super cool when it comes to like the you know, what's on them. It looks like you got some purple guys, some red guys. Like, I don't know what this is. This is the Silent Jungle Temple. Everoth, Definer of Seals. And then you have, oh man, the back there looks freaking sweet too. Then, oh, it looks like this is probably a stand-in. This is all going to be art, but they've, so far, are still working on the art. So they're working on these different ones. It looks like I got one blue, and then one purple, and then several reds. No, wait, it looks like it might, yeah. I don't know. It looks like they're all different colors, actually. It's all different shades and whatnot. Kind of cool, kind of interesting. The art, though, really, really cool looking. I dig that. Valak, Crown of Rust. Valak, that was from the Nun, wasn't it? Wasn't that the Serpent of Snakes or something like that? Or Relieva, Cantor of Oblivion. This art looks freaking fantastic. These, by the way, I believe, go in. Like, let's just put some here. And, oh no, wait, this doesn't go here. This goes here. And they go, looks like, in different shades. So the greens, here's some green, go into one, looks like. And then probably the reddish ones. I think that would be a bluish one. Go in one, and then the bluish ones go in another. Looks like reds kind of go here. Maybe I put too much. No, there we go. Okay. And then blues, sure, whatever. Anyway, something like that. Let me go ahead. I think there's at least one with a picture of each one. So let's go ahead and do that. Just so it looks more like how it would in the final thing. So there's these. Okay. And then we have a whole bunch of cards. Guys, there are so many components to this. This is wild. Okay. This is just the first layer. I think underneath are minis, though. So we'll take a look at that as well. But for now, take a look at some of these cards here. And again, the artwork, I think, is awesome. This is, you know, a prototype. And so as you can see, even the cuts aren't quite even, right? You see some of those are sticking out more than others. So, you know, just be aware of that. On the cards, it looks like we have at least 3 different slots here for different resources, perhaps, or something. The name, nice big art, really border to border. A little symbol here, and then a little bit here, like move one target candle, stuff like that. On the back, looks like it's just the different symbols, perhaps, of the different factions. Like the yellow ones have snakes or whatever. A lot of these look to have art, though, so that's super cool. I dig that. Yeah, quite a few of these. Very cool. Not all of them, though. Oh, gosh, look at that. Faust, Dull Surgeon. One target candle regains 1 wax, or one target candle loses 1 wax. Okay. Caliban, Offspring of the Subsoil. Oh, my dear Lord. The Great Fairy Woman. Man, these are cool. I dig the art here is just fantastic, guys. It really is cool. And definitely unique. I can tell you that much. Hellfar, the first arter, the fire starter. I read that wrong. Man, these are cool. I dig that. They're like made out of candles, but like not in the traditional sense that you would maybe think. Very, very neat. Looks like some factions are a little bit more done there. Look at that person. Silent Assassin. Freaking sweet. And then, ooh, no, oh, no, okay, all right. Okay, and then we have these. And it looks like, I'm just trying to get all the art that we have so we can see them. Make sure we kind of see everything as well as possible. Machine Tamer. Ooh, very cool. Royal Grand Chamberlain. Sir High Castle. Fey Thief of Secrets. I really dig this. Stuff looks sweet. Lady Churn of the Twin Candles. Very cool. It looks to me like each faction definitely has a different feel to them, which I really appreciate as well. My goodness. Life Manipulator. Look at that snake. That's freaking sweet. Alright, looks like that is it. Okay. So, let's see. How in order is this? Looks like all of these. And maybe these are like people that will just, come and assist you. Like mercenaries or something like that. Cards you can hire. Because look at most of these have that symbol. And then a few of these do not. Like these are like the starting ones for each faction. Because I noticed the colors. And I think all of these actually had art too. So this is like your starting ones. And then I think you can take these. So I bet it's something like this. I bet you start with those. And then you have these, kind of every so often or something like that. So it looks like we get, let me make sure we have some cool ones showing. Let's have him. Trying to get some other than a guy just standing there. Where's that life one? That was freaking sweet too. Let's have her. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to pick from. Just so it looks nice. I think these are really cool though. Yeah, maybe him. 3, 4, 5. One more. Oh, heck yeah, her. All right. I think that's good anyway. All right. Hopefully that's not in like a specific order. Oh yeah, look at that. Because look, some of these are colored. And a lot of these are just generic orange. So these are actually all specific ones. So at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6. It's kind of interesting. Looks like this one has 2. There we go. So it's 5. Well, for now, I'm just going to do this. For now. There we go. And who knows how that's supposed to be. Again, I'll read the rule book and let you guys know. But there is this one. Right there. Looks super cool. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Let's go and move these nicely. As I drop some already. Go figure. Oh, man. We have some minis. Some minis and a whole lot of tokens. So, let's move this down here. I'm going to show you gems. You guys know what gems look like. The gold medal ones, so look sweet. I actually don't have any that look like that. I dig that. That being said, shiny means you will see the little notch that they came off of the sprue one. A little bit easier than something like a blue one that's a kind of clear and light colored. So just be aware of that. It looks like everything else is like sculpt stuff. So it looks like we have different player faction. Yeah, it looks like one of each color. Let's go ahead and do a green. Ooh, should we do blue? Blue looks cool. We'll do a blue. And we'll just keep with the white and the white. Put the red back up. I know, guys, I'm not choosing red. Imagine that. It looks like there's some cards as well. We'll get into the cards. So let's go ahead and take a look. Again, all prototype here. Looks like this is kind of your starting thing. So you have a little, probably a tracker. And then once you pass 100, you flip that over. But that's what that is. Let's zoom in. There we go. Okay, so you can kind of see that. So yeah, when you're tracking your score, you'd have that. So you have these little flame guys here. If you take a look at this, it's actually a clear 3D print by the looks of it that they then kind of painted or primed or whatever. Excuse my dirty fingers, by the way. It's all that cardboard that's burnt. Yeah, you can see the sprue or the supports for the 3D print. So they're 3D printed, but they're all colored to kind of give that color so they were originally kind of a transparent blue. And then it looks like you have the different shades. Remember, you had a circle, a square, and a pentagon. It was white. Looks like they kind of did a wash on it to kind of paint it a little bit. You can see the supports on here, so also 3D printed. I'm wondering if these are eventually your like the building blocks to your candle here. There's also these generic ones. I'm not sure exactly what these are. There's a lot of them. They certainly fit into each other. This is the kind of, again, prototype, but looks like, I believe it's a timer thing. Kind of like if you ever did play Steam Watchers, like the vents there, where like it starts out high and then every turn you lower it as it starts to melt, right, is my assumption there. It looks like that could fit on any of these. And again, the non-prototype, I'm sure, will be very good on that. But yeah, so each one kind of has a little candle like that then melts down. And that's how you can kind of tell whose is whose. So you have these generic ones and then just the base. Oh, picked it upside down. Just the base is your color. And there are some other bases and stuff here. But before we do that, I want to look at these cards to see if there's any more of that really cool art on them. And we'll take a look at everything else. All right. We do have a few more tokens here. I'm not going to open them. They look pretty straightforward. It looks like there's a one side is maybe like an objective or something like that, and then the other side is a generic thing. So you can kind of like look into it. Okay, take a look at these cards. Whoop. Pick them up. There we go. Okay, so looks like on the back you just have these, and maybe this goes in this one, and besides those, big cards here, maybe it's this, and I just looked wrong. Let's see here. It looks like it. Is it just a symbol? Looks like it's all symbols. So that's noteworthy. You do have, it looks like a value here. I'm not seeing like different colors or anything. I mean, obviously victory points there, stuff like that. Looks like that's a green. Okay, so maybe they do. Okay, yeah, so see how this is white, yellow, green, red. I'm sure there's a blue in there too or whatever. So they have your cards here. Get past that. Okay. Now this is upside down. Does not have that symbol though. So are these like generic then that you can buy? Perhaps. Interesting. So it looks like you can do different things based off of these little cards here. By the looks of it. Look at that. The symbol matches. So these big cards, the big cards don't go here. See, it's this. So you would all have your decks, and then you would have cards here that you could pick from. This is obviously not shuffled. So I will kind of make it to be different. Like so. All right. So it looks something like this. That looks better. So there you go. Look like that. Okay. All right. You know what? I think really the only thing left to do. Oh jeez, it's just falling out everywhere. Is look at the rest of these minis and stuff. So let's see, we got the big ones coming up, but let's look at what this is. Looks like this is like your mega structure here or something. I'm not sure. Look at the stands here. That's what these are for. Look at this. So I would assume it goes in like that. Now again, I don't know if this will eventually be a whole miniature. I imagine a lot of that has to do with whether or not stretch goals are met and stuff like that. But it is interesting the texture you see on there, first of all. So you do have the number, right, on both sides, but do you see that texture? That's kind of interesting. And you can kind of see the general sculpt design here. Very cool looking. Very interesting. And are they all the same? It looks like, yes, currently they are all the same. Just different colors. Which is good. It's a lot easier to produce. That looks cool, though. I dig that. That's neat. Definitely all in on that candle theme, which is pretty unique, of course, as well. So that's that. You get quite a few of those. Now let's look at some of the minis. Let's go and start. Looks like there are a few pieces that are broken. And it is a resin, so you just kind of have to be aware of that. It's going to be a little fragile. I mean, this just looks cool, guys. All right, so let's go ahead. Give me just a little bit more. And take a look. All right, so obviously, this is like kind of primed and washed and whatnot, but the base alone has like the swirling like cloud stuff, which looks super cool. Like really cool. I love that it's hanging off the base. I really appreciate that. This is a 3D print, I can tell, so be aware of that. Then it looks like even the post has some kind of texture on it, which is kind of cool. I don't know how permanent that is, but very neat. So it is kind of floating up here. You have all these different faces and all these different like regal looking kind of symbols. All these like gems or spikes or whatever, those are cool. And I don't know what these are. It looks like it just kind of floats around. They have these giant candles with the flames on them, and these like monoliths or some kind of tablet or something. And then all these buildings here, like the cities on top of this, as it just kind of floats around. Very, very cool. I really dig that a lot. Very symmetrical, so no matter which way you're looking at it, you're kind of seeing what you need to see. Very, very cool mini. Let's go ahead and take a look at the red one here. Again, this is resin. I'm trying to be careful. It is in the soft foam, which is kind of nice, but it can get caught on foam too. I think this one survived, though. This is, again, completely different. So this is like on a machine. So we still have a lot of these kind of like gems that looks like are making these wheels. And then looks like a lot of different, did that get caught in there? I don't know what that is. Exhaust here, right? Giant candles with this ornate structure around there. It's like on this like train conveyor belt looking kind of thing. Different faces again on here of note, and it looks like two really cool ones here with these tusks coming out. And then we also have what looks like a ram head here. And yeah, then the city on top here, by the looks of it. You can see some of the buildings here and whatnot. Very, very cool, though, and a very different feel. This is very machined and mechanical and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this green one here because it looks super cool. So this is the green one, which, again, very different. They're doing the scale just like they did in Sheol, where these things are giant, and to give a sense of that, they show some stuff on the base that kind of gives a sense of like this is towering over, and there's these giant buildings here all on it, again with these big old castles. It looks like some 3D print supports stayed as well. So just as an FYI, those I believe are just supports. There we go. All these like big wind turbines are being able to push it. Looks like either way, front or back. Again, very, very cool to see these mechanical legs and stuff here. And it looks like there's even buildings underneath or something. You see all that underneath there? That's super cool. I dig that. Very, very, very cool looking though. I mean, just impressive stuff. Looks cool. Definitely is different than anything I have. And again, I really appreciate that. Let's look at the white one. So far, I've actually been really digging how the white looks. Look at that. Again, this is like a freaking tank is what this is. Dear Lord. Okay, so very low to the ground. And you have these really tall, skinnier candles that are much smaller compared to, like, let's say, look at the red one here. All right, do you see the difference there? I mean, very different style of candle. Whole lot of buildings. Just another big fan-looking kind of thing here. Very, very, a lot of pipes and whatnot. This looks very cathedral-like, right? A lot of church-looking kind of stuff here. This awesome gate looking thing here. And it looks like there might, I don't know if this is a candle or not, it might have had something there. I want to make sure it didn't fall out. I don't see anything loose here. Maybe that's just how it's supposed to be. Either way, very, very cool looking. I really dig this one. That one looks cool. We got a yellow one and then a purple black one. Let's look at the yellow one here. If I can dig it out. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Look at this. This one looks almost like dwarven. It's got like these giant wheels here. Like these massive wheels as it kind of chugs along. And it's very much just these candles here, probably the smallest candles of the bunch. Like size-wise, I would say. Just overall stature. They're a little bit thicker. And it looks like, I imagine a lot of it is inside. You get some buildings here on either side. But there's this like big mechanical stuff on the side here. But then this big area inside where God knows what's going on in there. Just super cool looking. Again, these are so unique. Even this base, by the way, is sculpted. So even though you barely see it, it's still there. I almost wish there wasn't a base though, right? I mean, you almost kind of just want that to stand on its own. Very cool. All right, now this one I think is a little broken, sadly, because I'm seeing like there's this piece here. There's a little piece sticking into the foam right here. So again, apologize for that. I think there's another little cap. That's right here. Looks like those little caps would go onto the top of some of these buildings perhaps or something. But wow, this is cool looking. All right, so first things first, the wings, super cool. Dig that. That looks cool. This one has like this giant like person here. The details here aren't actually super strong. I'm wondering if that's all the washes and stuff they did or if they just need to accentuate that. They probably just need to accentuate that. Oh, it looks like they were, the ends of these hands are, oh no, it almost looks like they're like trumpets or something, right? A little blow trumpet, kind of like that. But you have all these candle people blowing the trumpet stuff here. You have like this sword kind of thing, though it looks like it stops. It goes into like this throne, candles on either side. And then over on the back here, you have all these people like wailing by the looks of it, just freaking out. Looks super crazy cool. Yeah, definitely unique. Guys, that is everything from this prototype. I hope you appreciated all that. These are some of the coolest and most unique minis I have ever had. And I'm surprised by the variety of them all too. Like the variety is really cool. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. There is a link down in the description below to the preview page or the sign up page so you can know when this is coming out next month, or this month, I guess now, it's in November. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go and get onto this. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye, guys.